Hello, Professor. Today I'll be talking about the organizational leadership concepts, which struck a note with me throughout this program. This presentation is based on the CLA paper 2, which was submitted during week 7. And I'll start off with the agenda. The whole presentation would consist of introduction and executive summary. Then I'll go on to discuss important leadership concepts, which include transformational leadership, servant leadership, and emotional intelligence, their analysis based on this concept, and the recommendations, which is more catered to what I would do towards my leadership plan, and the references. I'll start off with the introduction and executive summary. What I have understood is leadership quality and skill is quite crucial, and it is the ability where one could influence and encourage to to people or their employees or team members to attain a shared goal or working towards same organization goal or vision. And for continual growth and to become a leader, one needs to be self-aware, humble, and need to understand what we are actually working on. What is the how our value system and the organization goal have a balance in between. And it is well established that leadership skills are very essential, and everyone needs to learn and inculcate, even if they are not having that vision of becoming a leader, because those are crucial how they shape your personality, and especially with coming on the more economy perspective, with growing economy and globalization, efficient and effective leaders are the need of the time and are very important for each organization or operation success. Leadership in itself is an important competent because that is why more and more companies are giving importance to its top tier leadership management. Their value system has to align with the company's value system, and leaders need to have this constant growing mentality. And that's a skill like any other skill, it can be developed and improved. That's what a leader has to believe. And one needs to be very conscious and mindful enough to polish these leadership traits. And without realizing it, what I have thought is like most of us have assumed one sort of leadership position throughout our life. So we need to understand that we all do have those traits, and we need to polish those to get to our vision. I'll start off with transformation leadership. Transformation leadership is, as the name suggests, is the ability to encourage and inspire those around us to achieve successful results. An important aspect of this leadership quality is like challenging the status quo. It is like questioning whatever existing processes, whatever, and like voicing one's opinion, even if it's not something commonly accepted. And um, being vocal about one's choices, vocal about anything, being critical in a more constructive manner. And those are the key behaviors in the psychological empowerment of teams, key behavior which help in the psychological empowerment of teams and building an organization based on this kind of leadership. So, organizational transformation as a process has been quite deeply studied. And in my paper, I have pointed out some examples of like Nan Ransoff of Stripe, who kind of shape their sustainable goals and sustainable activities, which is so important in today's day. And in this kind of leadership, we build on the idea of strengthening others and fostering that accountability to establish a long-term commitment towards the change. And this is where example of Nan Ramsov stands purely correct. If you read in my paper, as well. And the second is servant leadership. Servant leadership is where the leader prioritizes the idea of greater good more than own personal objectives. They try to balance off between the corporation's goal and as well as the common good goal and as well as the greater good for their employees, which is quite admirable, to be honest. Servant leaders are committed to supporting and helping and being there, assisting their teams to grow and succeed exponentially. They facilitate and provide that platform where all the team members can showcase their skills, and they provide opportunities to the team members to display whatever, wherever they can outshow or show their abilities. They put the needs of others before their own, and they create a culture of service within the team or the organization. It's in the paper I have shown, like, this one historical great philosopher come leader from India, B.R. Ambedkar, who has shown servant leadership qualities in the best way possible. Mm, then emotional intelligence. Nowadays, it has been well, we talk a lot about like emotional intelligence, and what is it like? That's the capability where one can recognize and manage one's emotions as well as those of others. Um, Leaders who are emotionally intelligent tend to have more stronger relationship, better conflict resolution skill, and better decision making skill under pressure. It's very important that one is respectful, understanding of their teams and like larger context of what is happening, understanding of their mental state. And it has been well established throughout, and especially in these coming years. Understanding emotional intelligence have had like a positive impact on creating a sense of community within the employees, and also provide like job satisfaction and increase organization performance. um, Leaders following this kind of style dedicate serving their team better than others by empowering like a just and fair system of governance. And the analysis. I've kind of break down the analysis also based on the leadership concepts, which struck me. From these concepts, what I've understood is like a balance between transformation leadership, like a servant leadership, is the best combination of traits to be uh, possessed by a leader. And EQ is essential, whatever style of leadership concept you follow as a leader. For transformational leadership, one has to clearly define future goals, effectively convey them to their team. For servant leadership, focusing on the needs of your followers and help them develop and grow. It's more on the side where you allow people to collaborate and grow. Emotional intelligence, develop the ability to understand and manage your own emotions as well as emotions of others, because that has a great impact. Your personal surroundings and environment and mental state has a great impact on your work atmosphere and culture. And the leader should try to build strong relationship with your team members and manage conflict effectively. And this is where communication comes into play. Like, one has to listen, understand the need and perspectives, and also has to communicate properly what they have understood and what could be done regarding this. For these are the analysis point based on the leadership concept, and that can be applied to get a more balanced leadership style. And last would be the recommendation for my personal leadership plan. I would I would focus on more self-awareness and continued self-growth towards my journey of becoming a leader, towards where I want to see growth. Uh, Another would be seeking and accepting constructive feedback. The third would be seeking opportunities in area where one could show development. I feel the place where I could show development would be place where navigating situation where we have a couple of conflicting opinions, or something you strongly believe, and even if you're taking opinions of everybody, you need to see what is for the greater good, what aligns with the goals, and take a decision there, so taking a strong stand. And the fourth one would be effective communication. Like I mentioned before, it's pretty essential for all leaders, and leaders should be able to communicate clearly and concisely, and both it has to be both verbally and in writing. Definitely, like all professional leadership communication is usually via emails, and you have to be clear, concise, and to have those communication skill, it starts with where you have the ability to listen effectively and understand the needs and perspective of others. This is my presentation, and these are my references. Thank you.